Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Moody, your coach of the Westchester Weavals, and today we have another team breakdown. This season, this team is my GPL Season 3 team. Super excited. The draft just happened. We got all our mons, and I'm hyped for a new season. The way the GPL draft works is a little different than SSL and JBA, where this is a points-based draft. So as you can see, all of my points are next to the mons nicknames. It's a little different than tiering. It kind of works similar to tiering a little bit, but it leaves a little more freedom, and also megas are not required. But I did grab a mega, as you can maybe see on the screen. But yeah, so this is my team, and we're gonna go into each one of my mons. Zygarde 50%, which is going to be nicknamed 50 Cent. And yes, that nickname is pretty prominent. But I do love 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying was the first album I ever bought. And I love that album so much. So shout out to 50 Cent. I was thinking about naming it either 50 Cent or Get Rich or Die Trying. But I don't know. I just named it 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying is way too long. But why did I draft Zygarde round 1? I think I had like the 5th or 6th pick too. Well, Zygarde has a phenomenal typing in Dragon Ground, which is only explodable weakness is really like ice, and yeah, that's probably about it. With quad super effective. But besides that, I mean, it has phenomenal stats with 108 HP, 100 attack, 121 defense, 81 special attack, which is it's not like the greatest in the world, but it's serviceable. 95 speed F and 95 speed. Besides the special attack, maybe like a speed kind of. I mean, 95 is good, but it's not great. All the stats are pretty good. Like 100 is good for this amount of bulk. 100 attack is good for this amount of bulk, and the bulk is phenomenal. 108, 121, 95. So that's really good. And then it also has access to one of the most spammable moves in the game in 1,000 Arrows. 1,000 Arrows is so good because it can hit even mons off the ground. And then I think it grounds them too, right? Yep, grounds adjacent foes first hit neutral on flying. Yeah, so it basically grounds the your opponent, and it can't be dodged, which is great. And then it also has access to phenomenal boosting moves in Coil and Dragon Dance. Coil boosts attack and defense and accuracy, while Dragon Dance boosts attack and speed. Coil is a phenomenal move as well, especially on Zygarde, given its bulk. Invest a lot in speed F, and then start coiling up, and then get a boost in attack and defense, and just win. It's pretty much how Zygarde goes, right? A lot of common sets are like Rest, Sleep Talk, Coil, 1,000 Arrows. And 1,000 Arrows allows it to have a nice, strong stab ground move that can't be dodged by a flying type. 1,000 Arrows, I can't stress enough how much 1,000 Arrows made Zygarde like that much better in my mind. Even without this set, you can run something like a Choice Band, and then run, I don't know, like Outrage. I think it gets Dragon Claw, right? No, it doesn't. Interesting. Thought it did get Dragon Claw, but what are you gonna do? You could run like Outrage, 1,000 Arrows, Extreme Speed. Have a little bit of like an Entei type Choice Band E-Speed. And then you can even run like some sort of coverage like Stone Edge or Zen Headbutt. Both moves pretty nice. Get a nice little edge quick going, just in case you're facing off against like a what kind of mon? Like facing off against like a quad weak Rockmon. It has access to Grass Knot, which is like kind of cool. Like if you're facing off against like a Seismitoad, you could pop a Grass Knot and hit him with a quad. A super effective move. Haze, pretty nice. Zygarde does like the boost a lot, so Haze would kind of eliminate the boost that you're trying to work for. So it may not be necessarily the best play. Dragon Tail, nice phasing move. Crunch, nice for coverage. Same with Brick Break. I think it gets Superpower too, right? Yep, Superpower. Sludge Wave, also kind of interesting. But yeah, this mon is just like a very interesting mon. I just wanted to try it out in this league. It seemed interesting, and it definitely got a lot better in Gen 7 with 1,000 Arrows. And can't use Power Construct, unfortunately, but can use Aura Break. So, we breaking ores right now. We breaking spirits with the Zygarde. A very good late game sweeper and late game setup sweeper. And just a general good late win-con mon. If I don't want to run it offensively, defensive is also pretty valuable too, given its bulk. Though it can't get that super good reliable recovery. I mean, rest sleep talk is, it's okay, but it definitely I wouldn't consider rest reliable recovery because you do have to stay asleep for a certain amount of turns. But definitely worth a first round pick in my opinion. Really liked it. So I was like, I drafted Zygarde. Whenever I go into these drafts, I'm always like, all right, who do I want to play with? And then like I kind of just like build a plan throughout the draft. I don't like to like build a whole plan like before the draft, if that makes sense. Like I just like because there's so many snipes, there's so many different variables, and just you start to realize things. And then but yeah, so I drafted Zygarde, and I was like, I need some defense to cover this ice weakness, and so I went with the beauty herself, Milotic. Yes, Milotic is definitely gonna be a female. Is it gonna be a shiny? Nah, it's gonna be non-shiny. But why did I draft Milotic? Well, I drafted Milotic primarily to cover this nice little ground weakness or ice weakness I had with Zygarde, and it also has access to, or not access, but it also has phenomenal stats with 95 HP, 125 SPDEF, which is really good, and then 79 defense. You may be thinking to yourself, well, 79 is kind of trash, but it does have access to Marvel Scale. So if this Pokemon is status, this is times by 1.5, making it a very good, very very good wall with like a set like this, like Flame Orb, and then you would run like Scald, pretty much, and then you can like really body a lot of physical type mons. It has pretty nice speed for a wall too, 81, which is really good. I think like a fast wall is like over 80. That's in my opinion. It's got serviceable special attack in 100, so it's actually going to do damage with the Scald. And just like the Marvel Scale Flame Orb set, I think it's just like very good in Gen 7 because of Burn's nerf. Instead of Burn doing 12%, it does 6% damage. So you could do like Scald, Recover, and then another Coilmon. I didn't even realize that Melodic got Coil, but not that I would ever run it. You can even have Haze, and I totally hit Recycle instead of Recover. Oh man, Haze and maybe like Ice Beam for like a dragon. Or you can even run Dragon Tail to face boosting mons out. It does get Light Screen. That's interesting. No Reflect, just Light Screen. That's good to know. And it also, well, it's got trash physical attack, but Facade, Flame Orb, Facade, Melodic, the new meta. um, but yeah, this one is just like really cool. It just sits in front. It is the definition of a bulky water. Very good defensive mon, and I'm very excited to use it for a full season. I did have it in the team tournament, and I really enjoyed it. It really does body a lot of mons, especially like a Flame Orb Marvel Scale set. Do have to be careful about electric types, but we could patch it up later in the draft. So, and then 50 Cent can kind of come in on like a Thunderbolt. I mean, got to be worried about HPIs, but what are you gonna do? So after this, I kind of wanted to get a mon that defog Hazard's Way and also serve as well, but also be kind of defensive. Kind of wanted a little bit of Witch Passing, so I saw Togekiss was on the board, and I was like, "Ooh, gotta get this! So I drafted Togekiss, which Togekiss will be nicknamed Putt Putt after the old game. Togekiss has a phenomenal ability in Serene Grace, which doubles secondary effects. So you know what that means. Air Slash has almost a 60% chance to crit, which is insane. Like that's like really annoying. And then if you do like Thunder Wave Air Slash, that's really gonna piss off some people. It also has access to like kind of cool coverage moves like Flamethrower, so like Steel types can't necessarily switch in. It has Aura Sphere, which is like really random. Ancient Power, again, really random. And like it also has access to nice support moves like Heal Bell, Wish, and Baton Pass, and Nasty Plot. So not saying I would run like something like this, but some variation of like you could pass a Nasty Plot to someone like down here, like Volcarona or Gashbell, or we could pass. What else can we pass? Does Togekiss get any other boosting moves? Let's see. I don't. Oh, I don't think so. But it also gets access to Tailwind, which is really cool. Access to Trick, which is a very nice move to have. Run like a Choice Scarf Togetic or Togekiss, and get it popping with like a Trick, and then trick a wall into having a Scarf. Access to Soft Boiled, kind of cool. Didn't know that. Access to let's see. Drain Punch, random. What does it punch with? It's kind of weird. Fire Blast if I want to Fire Blast damage matters, and just like a kind of, it can be really defensive, especially given its 115 special defense and 95 defense, and coupled with a fairy flying type. That's phenomenal defensive timing. 85 HP too is really good. And then special attack is 120, so like Air Slash is, even like if I don't invest that much into Air Slash, like it's still gonna hurt. It's really gonna hurt. I'm excited to use this mon, kind of a mon that I wanted to use. Oh, and Defog. That's also why I drafted it. I don't think I mentioned that, but yes, it gets Defog as well. Like this mon is just annoying, especially with Serene Grace, and like given its stats, like it's phenomenal. Fairy Flying, great move, great set too. Can switch into Dragon type moves and not have to take a Draco to the face, so that's always good to know. But yeah, so after we drafted Togekiss, I don't want Togekiss to be the only way I get rid of hazards. So especially because how I went over, just it could do a lot of things, and I don't want it to just pigeonhole it into like defensive defog kind of mode. So I decided to grab a spinner, and we went with a familiar face in Banks, the Fortress. Yes, I love Fortress a lot. It gets access to the almighty powerful Rapid Spin, and it gets access to Stealth Rocks, Spikes, and Toxic Spikes. So if I want a hazard stack and I have Rapid Spin, I can, because then I don't have to worry about defogging my own hazards away. Besides that, it gets Gyro Ball, which is a really cool move. Especially given its speed, Gyro Ball will hurt a lot of faster offensive mons. It gets access to Volt Switch, which I can get the slow turn into one of my heavy hitters, and Explosion, great great move, just because why not? Just explode turn one. Fuck it, let's do it. And then access to Pain Split, very interesting move. Pretty good for some recovery, because it does not get a recover cut move, and run something like Leftover, Sturdy, something along those lines. Custap is not released. I don't know if Custap is allowed, but if Custap is allowed, then run Custap. Custap Explosion. The Explosion set definitely took a hit with no Custap being in Gen 7. Access to dual screens, also kind of interesting. Rock Slide, Rock Polish, that's kind of cool too, and it does get Earthquake too, right? Yep. And then it's a 90 attack, so I mean, I don't know, like if I would ever come into a situation, maybe it would have to be like a quad weak mon where I would have to run Earthquake, and then I would have to I don't know. I don't even know if I would ever run Earthquake on this, but yeah, kind of like very very defensive support type move. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on with me. But very defensive mon, and just very serviceable. Moving along, as you can see, we have a lot of fat type mons, so we needed some speed on the team, and we decided to go with Gashbell, the Heliolisk. Yes, Gashbell is on the squad again. I love Gashbell. Heliolisk is a very great mon with amazing abilities in Dry Skin, Solar Power, and Sandville. I could punish weather on my opponent's team, and even have an immunity against water types. Gashbell just learns a lot of interesting moves like Grass Knot, Focus Blast, Dragon Pulse. Obviously it's Thunder type, so it learns Thunderbolt and Volt Switch. Gets U-Turn, gets Toxic, and every mon gets Toxic. What am I talking about? And then it gets Stab Hyper Voice, which hits like a truck. Especially coming from a 90 stab attack move. Ooh. Gets access to Glare, so if I don't want to run Thunder Wave, I can run Glare instead. Glare is actually better because ground types are immune to Thunder Wave. No one's immune. Well, I guess Ghost types are immune to Glare, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, Gashbell just here to hit hard. have a nice speed tier, and just keep it moving. So we wanted some more offense because we can't have Gash Bell be the only real offensive mon. So we decided to go with Volcarona King Bug 5. Yes, after King L5, shout out to him. He was one who kind of made me interested in this mon. It is a very interesting mon with being bug fire, like very unique. It's the only real bug fire type. There's not a lot of great bug types in general, and Volcarona is one of them. I would say like out of the good normal non-mega bug types, it's probably like Scolipede, Heracross, Volcarona, right? I'm trying to think who else. Venomoth. It's pretty good. Um, but yeah, like Volcarona, like peep this 135 special attack, bruh. That's a lot. 105 Spidef is pretty nice, bulk, and then 100 speed is a nice speed hit to hit. 85 HP, very serviceable, and it's got the ability Flame Body, which can burn on contact. So if I'm predicting like a U-turn or something like that, you could try to potentially burn someone. Volcarona is my Zmon as well, which is a good thing to point out. But why did I draft Volcarona besides the Sky High special attack and unique typing? It gets a phenomenal move in Quiver Dance. So Quiver Dance raise special attack, special defense, and speed by 1. And if you raise the speed by 1, if let's say we're running timid, just for example purposes, if we boost this by 1, that's 1.5. That's a lot. That's like, let's just say it's 370 for rounding purposes. That is, wow, 185. That is 185 boosted on top of a 370 mon. Like, that's a lot. That's almost like 500 plus attack. Whoa, that's insane. That's some DBZ level type of insane. But yeah, so it also gets access to Quiver Dance, which is its main like click Quiver Dance, get the boost, and then win. And then it gets access to really cool moves like Fiery Dance, which has a 50% chance to raise the special attack by 1. So you can even like you run Quiver Dance, get 1 Quiver Dance up, and start firing dancing, and then even boost your special attack even more. It gets access to Bug Buzz, which means no one's safe. No one's safe beyond its sub. Your sub ain't gonna help you. Hurricane. That's like really strange. I did not know it got Hurricane. But hey, let's go. It gets access to Overheat, which is pretty sweet. Flamethrower, kind of nice too. Probably run Fire. Giga Drain, one of the only fire types to learn Giga Drain, which is like kind of random. But yeah, like a Volcarona set kind of looks like Bug Buzz, Fiery Dance, and Fire. Where is it? Oh, Fiery Dance and maybe like Giga Drain or some sort of like hidden power. Like let's say hidden power or ice, and then maybe like instead of maybe Bug Buzz, maybe you want to run like Psychic or some sort of coverage. It does get Roost as well, which is pretty nice. It does have a bad like quad rock weakness, so it will take 50% on incoming rock damage. But I do have a nice spinner and I do have a defogger, and as you'll see later in the draft, I have another spinner. So I have 3 ways to get rid of hazard removals, which can really help support this potential Volcarona sweep. But yeah, got to be careful for the HP rocks. But if you bring HP rock, you can't bring HP ice, and you can't bring HP fire. So you're gonna have to pick, or you can't bring HP fighting for Deathstroke. So my opponent has to make very calculated HP choices, which is good to know. It's good to know. After I got this, I kind of wanted to get another defensive mon, kind of like off the ground. Whenever I draft, I like to draft like about like 4 defensive mons, and then like a couple more offensive. But right now, from our defensive core, we have Milotic, we have Togekiss, and we have Banks. So I kind of want another like little bit of a Fizz-Def defensive answer, and I kind of wanted a Poison type too. I knew this mom was gonna go, so I drafted Wheezing F baby, the Wheezing. Yeah, Amelia Millie baby. But why did I draft Wheezing? Oh, check that out. 120 defense. That's real nice. That's real nice. 120 defense with Poison type off the ground. That's great. Kind of trash Spadef. So Psychic will blow this thing back, but it can come in a lot of moves, a lot of like big hitting moves. It does have access to like a pretty nice variety, a nice taunt user. What's the speed? 60? That's kind of trash. It gets access to taunt. It gets access to toxic spikes. Toxic coming from a poison type, it's not gonna miss. Will-O-Wisp, really nice, especially investing a lot in defense. Clear Smog to try to beat like a boosting dragon type dance type move. Destiny Bond, really interesting as well. And then it also learns, this is the primary reason I drafted this mon, it learns Memento. Now Memento, if you don't know, drafts Memento lowers attack and special attack by 2. At the only downside is the mon has to like sacrifice itself, so you kill yourself to lower the attack and special attack of a mon by 2. Now, let me tell you why this is important, because I have Volcarona and Zygarde. So the general idea would be to like Memento and then go into Volcarona and get a 1 Quiver Dance and win the game. Or same deal with the Zygarde, get up maybe like a Coil or a Dragon Dance or something along those lines. As you can see, I have Mega Gallade. I drafted Mega Gallade a little later. And Mega Gallade also would appreciate Memento, because you can get up a sub, or you can get up a Swords Dance and also potentially win the game. So not only is Weezy Baby a nice defensive mon, it can also help me facilitate sweeps. It gets access to Pain Split, which is like a nice recovery move, nice kind of troll move. Explosion, interesting as well. And another like, hey, need to get momentum. Why don't I just run Explosion? Gets access to Haze. Probably would run Clear Smog. Actually, it would always run Clear Smog over Haze. Gyro Ball, kind of nice. Probably wouldn't run it. And let's see what else does it get. It gets Ledge Wave, to hit fairies. Toxic Spike, and which is also nice to have another form of hazards, or hazard setter, I should say. And then it gets access to like Fire Blast and Flamethrower, which is like cool too. Held beat coverage, held beat like steel taps that it can't maybe touch. But yeah, that's Wheezing kind of there for Memento and defense, and for help out. Hazard stacking as well. So next, kind of wanted a nice type, and there weren't a lot. I didn't have a lot of points left, and I knew I was going to draft this bad boy. So we decided to go with High Life, the Cryogonal. And why did we draft High Life? Well, we drafted High Life because of Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin, phenomenal move. Not saying this is like a rapid spinner per se, but not like I want to use it just for rapid spinning, but I want to use it for like ice beam motherfuckers, and freeze dry, and any sort of random move that I want to run. Gets knockoff, kind of cool. Night Slash, poison jab. Even though its attack is trash, knockoff is still like interesting. Ancient Power, kind of cool. Does it get Dark Pulse? No, but it does get dual screens, and it gets sub. Well, every mon gets sub toxic. What am I saying? But yeah, those are like the big like reasons why I drafted it. I just like the typing, off the ground mon, always phenomenal. Just got to be careful about those mold breakers. Gets access to Ice Shard, nice priority. Even like coming from a trash attack, maybe could pop a Yachi or something. Flash Cannon, kind of cool too. And then Ancient Power for like rock types, or fire types, sorry. But yeah, I drafted this pretty much for its speed, 105, its SPDF, 135, really, really good. 80 HP is decent too, and it's 95 special attack. But these are the 3 reasons why I drafted it, and the typing. Kind of like it. Want to try to use it for a full season. Had it in like, I think DBDL, but really didn't get to use it because that league only lasts like 3 weeks. But yeah, so hopefully I can fit it onto the team in a couple of matchups. So next pick, we wanted our Mega Evolution. I could have drafted this maybe later, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna lock it in right now because I was getting a little nervous. And we decided to go with Kal-El, the Mega Gallade. Yes, Kal-El, the superhero, the psychic fighter. Why did we go Kal-El? Well, look at that design. He's a hero. He is ready to throw off the gambit. But we drafted this because of this phenomenal 165 attack and 110 speed. Those are the primary reasons why, and this typing is great. I love Mega Medicham, and this is pretty much just a faster Mega Medicham. Can't hit as hard as Mega Medicham, but it's serviceable. And then Mega Gallade gets literally almost like covered for like everything. It gets Earthquake, it gets Drain Punch, it gets Close Combat, it gets It gets knockoff. It gets all the elemental punches plus leaf blade. It gets poison jab. It even gets psychic and psyshock if I want it to be that guy. What's his 65? Nah, I wouldn't be that guy. It gets memento. So if I wanted to try to help out Volcarona, and if I was running low but I was still faster than Mond, I could just memento out and then memento out into Volcarona, and then it gets Rock Slide, really crazy. Stone Edge, Taunt, fast taunt user, Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, and I think this is is Mega Gallade and the Gallade line, Gallade and Gardevoir and Victini, I think are the only mons that get Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, and Toxic. I'm trying to think like who else gets that. That's wild. I didn't know it get Thunder Wave too. Gets access to nice boosting move and Swords Dance, and even Wish. Like I could win like Wish Protect, and like 2 coverage moves. But yeah, this mon hits hard. The only move that it doesn't really get, that I'm surprised it doesn't get, it like high jump kick. But like, we going right and throwing them hands on the close combat, I'm glad I don't have to worry about like high jump kick misses, because that's always like in the back of my mind. I'm like, yo, what? Oh, sorry guys. But yeah, so I just grafted this. It hits hard and has nice coverage, and it's a beast. It even has like 115 special defense and 95 defense. That's really good for like a super offensive mon. Like who knows? Maybe I'll run specially defensive Gallade. You never know. But yeah, that's Gallade. Just here to hit hard and wreck lives. Moving along, we have we wanted a dark type. We want a stab knockoff, and we just wanted a nice offense core. So I decided to go with Deathstroke, the Terminator, Bisharp. Yes. And why do we draft Bisharp? Well, Medisharp, the Medisharp combo was pretty popular in Gen 6. If you don't know what the Medisharp combo was it's basically Bisharp and Mega Medicham. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, like I kind of want like a poor man's version of that. And a poor man's version of that is whoops, sorry guys. Poor man's version of that is Mega Gallade and Deathstroke. And this mon hits like a truck. It has a pretty unique typing in Dark Steel. Dark Steel is like, I don't know if it's like it's good offensively, but it's kind of trash defensively, kind of. It gives me a nice psychic. Ooh, whoops, sorry guys. More recordings are being loaded into my computer. That's why you keep on seeing that. But not Mega Bitch, Bisharp has a very interesting offensive typing. It's got kind of trash speed in 70. 70 is not good, but it can kind of tank hits from like certain mons, but can't from like others, if that makes sense. Well, obviously that's Pokemon, but like it's quad weak to fighting, which kind of sucks. But and it is weak to fire types, which fighting and fire are like, and it's kind of weak to ground types, and those 3 typings are like the most offensive typings. But it does get access to like really like interesting moves, like let's see where Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks. What? I didn't know it got Stealth Rocks. That's interesting. But it gets access to like Swords Dance, and then you could run like Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, and then blow a team back. If my opponent doesn't have sub, then I could like keep on clicking Sucker Punch after a Swords Dance. I do have to be careful about that, even if I'm at +2 and I'm like running through a team. There could be an instance where someone subs up to me on the Sucker Punch, and then I might be screwed, depending on the situation. But it does get access to Poison Jab, which is really like interesting as well. And then like nice offensive Iron Head, offensive Steel type moves like Iron Head, and then the almighty powerful Stab knockoff. That's gonna be like I can almost guarantee that's gonna be on Deathstroke every time it comes. Psycho Cut, kind of cool too. Psycho Cut would be used probably for maybe for like a fighting type that I'm faster than, that doesn't have Mach Punch. I'm trying to think of a scenario where I would use that, but I don't know if that comes into fruition. X's are kind of cool too. If someone's like weak to bug, quad weak to bug. I don't know if there's anybody quad weak to bug. It does get access to Stone Edge, and then which can help pick off flying types, and it gets access to Brick Break. And does it get Superpower? No. So Brick Break, break them screens. I could Pursue Trap someone. Pursue Trap like a Psychic type trying to wreck my life. I do have to be careful because most Psychic types do get Focus Blast, but we can scout for that. And Night Slash if I want to be a dick and like try to get the crits. Yeah, you never know. I might need it. Access to Grass Knot, which like interesting. And then does it get metal? Doesn't it get metal burst? Am I just imagining this? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, it gets metal burst, which is basically like a counter, or close enough to a counter. And then metal sound, like what? That's kind of cool. Lowers is like spit F by 2, which could be interesting. Um, yeah, so this mon's just here to sucker punch away and kind of be a dick and kind of have a nice little fighting dark psychic core with Gallade and Deathstroke. So yeah, so with our last pick, we had like about like 5 points left, and we just decided to go with Dusk Noir versus the Dusk Noir. Shout out to Versus if he's watching. We went out with Dusk Noir primarily because of its typing, Ghost. I wanted to be able to block spins, and then I also wanted to just have like a nice Ghost type. Ghost is a pretty underrated offensive typing. Dust Noir has interesting stats too. In one trash HP in 45, trash speed in 45, trash special attack, but then 100 attack, which is decent. It's pretty good. And then 135 defense and 135 special defense is really, really solid. It does get access to nice priority move and Shadow Sneak, so it could help mitigate that trash speed. It does get the elemental punches and Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and does it get Thunder Punch? Yes, it does get Thunder Punch. I guess Taunt, Sucker Punch, another priority. Probably would run. Sucker Punch does do more than Shadow Sneak, but what am I talking about? Another Pursued Trapper, which is kind of cool. Power Up Punch to power up these punches. Another Memento user to help facilitate sweeps, as I was talking about earlier. Gets access to Haze to help blocks boosting mons. Hex. Hex could be really good if I get Toxic Spikes up with Wheezing or Fortress. Earthquake, kind of cool too. And Disable, interesting support move. Body Slam, interesting as well. Does it get Shadow Punch? Yes, it does get Shadow Punch. Cool. But yeah, so I really like this Mon. Will-O-Wisp Purdue trick. I really like this like Mon as like a Mon. It got awesome design. What does this shiny look like? Nah, we ain't running that shiny. I just like I wanted to try it. It seemed kind of cool. Nice stats, nice cheap Mon. Ghost Mons can't be overstated, especially since these last two can come in on a knockoff. If this is pre-mega, then I will get the Justified boost, which is nice. Justified will boost me by 1 stage. And if I get 1 stage off, if I get a +1 just coming in, just to take a knockoff, it's going to hurt. This thing can come on a knockoff as well. Forgot to mention with Bisharp that it gets a phenomenal ability in Defiant. So it not only do I have a spin blocker, but I also have a defog deter in Bisharp. So really interesting blocking hazard removal kind of. I wish I had a little more hazard setters, but what are you gonna do, right? Yeah, I really like this team. I think this team fits well. I think the chemistry is kind of there, tad bit slow, but I think it's serviceable. I got 110, 105. Yep, 110. No, 110, 109, 105, 100, then 80. Oh no, then 95, 81, 80, and then I think it goes to 70. Yep, 70, 60, 40, 5, 40. All right. Well, it's a little. The speed is a little weird, but I wish I had a little bit faster team. Maybe like someone above 110. But the speed actually descends pretty nicely, which is kind of cool. Very excited to use this team. I can't wait to use it. I was almost thinking to myself like these 5 mons plus like anybody from here could be its own team. While like almost like these first 6 could be like a team on itself, and that would be a really, really good team. While like these 5 plus one other could be like a really good team as well. So I almost have like 2 squads, like the A team and the B team. What I mean, I don't know who's the A team and who's the B team, but we're gonna have to figure that out. But I feel like I could use all these mons every single week, if that makes sense. I feel like I got like there's no like wasted picks here. There's no like wasted 1 point pick. I can see all these mons coming throughout the season. I'm super excited. Always fun to start a new season. But yeah, that's about it. Matches will go up next week. We're playing the Las Vegas Venusaurs, coached by Illusion. Next week 1. I've never played him, so excited for that. Make sure to check out other leagues. We got SSL in full swing and JBA Season 5. The team preview will be up for that probably in a couple hours if it's not already up. But yeah, so that's it. My name is Moody, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.